More weight equals more power. I'm coming for you, Tyson.
Ah! Terrible.
Derek, what the fuck?
That's not my fault. That's not my.
Okay, you're gonna beat this kid, Jake Paul?
Very badly.
I don't know if he's in his prime, he's fat.
I'm not fat.
He should be lean and mean, he's fat and funky.
Welcome back to Quick Rundowns.
Promising that this one will not. That was a shot. Hospital task, the referee.
This man on the planet.
Today, we're diving into one of the most ridiculous rivalries in boxing. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Yes, you heard that right. The problem child trying to take on the baddest man on the planet. Honestly, it's like watching a toddler try to tackle a bear. Let's break it down. First off, can we talk about Jake Paul's antics? I mean, who does he think he is? This kid waltzes around like he's the king of the ring, spraying prime on Mike Tyson like it's holy water. I get it, he wants attention, but dude, you're not in a playground anymore. This is boxing, not a YouTube prank. And then there's the way he tries to throw punches at Tyson in those videos. It's like watching a puppy try to bark at a lion. Jake, my man, you've got to realize Mike Tyson isn't just any fighter, he's a legend. The man could probably knock you out in his sleep. You can't intimidate someone who has literally spent decades intimidating. Now, don't get me wrong, I respect Jake for stepping into the ring and trying to carve out his own path. But this isn't just a boxing match, it's a lesson in humility. Tyson has faced the best of the best, and let's be real, Jake's just not in that league yet. I mean, calling Tyson out while munching on fast food? That's peak Jake Paul.
I don't know if he's in his prime, he's fat.
I'm not fat.
He should be lean and mean, he's fat and funky.
It's heavyweight.
He's fat.
Fuck you, Mike.
I don't know if he's in his prime, he's fat. He should be lean and mean, he's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt up the other day, he's fat.
Right there. It's like he's living in his own little reality show.
Doesn't stand a fucking chance!
And then we have the ultimate showdown of training footage. Jake training hard, looking like he's actually taking it seriously this time. But come on, can we really trust a guy who's been known for his social media theatrics? Meanwhile, Tyson is out there, still looking like a beast at his age, proving that experience counts. He's not just training, he's reminding the world that he's still Mike Tyson. But let's not forget the recent comments from Tyson about Jake's lack of respect. That's where things get serious. Tyson's not just some washed-up fighter trying to cling to fame. He's a boxing icon with a legacy. And Jake, well, he's playing the role of the spoiled kid who thinks he can get away with anything. Spoiler alert, he can't. It's almost painful to watch. The way Jake uses sarcasm, trying to downplay Tyson's experience, is just cringeworthy. Like when he called Tyson fat while he was stuffing his face with burgers. Newsflash, Jake, you're not exactly the picture of fitness either. You can't throw stones when your own house is made of glass. And speaking of fitness, can we talk about the fight itself? Tyson is preparing for this clash like it's his last stand. He's not just training, he's sharpening his skills and getting into fight shape. Meanwhile, Jake's throwing around his bottle of Prime like it's a magic potion that'll give him superpowers. Spoiler alert, it won't. And what about the odds? Joe Rogan said Tyson would have an easy win, and honestly, I can't see it any other way. I mean, when you've got a legend who knows every trick in the book against a guy who's still figuring out how to tie his shoelaces in the ring, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. It's almost sad. So what's the takeaway here? Jake Paul is entertaining, I'll give him that. He's made a name for himself through sheer audacity. But when it comes to stepping into the ring with a true heavyweight like Mike Tyson, he's in over his head. This isn't just a fight, it's a masterclass. And I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. This ain't a game, he warned, his voice dripping with authority. It was a stark reminder that behind the jovial exterior, Mike Tyson was a man who had faced the fiercest fighters in the world, a champion with a legacy etched in the annals of boxing history. As the days passed after the Cowboys game, Jake channeled the tension into his training regimen. The gym became his sanctuary, where sweat mixed with determination as he honed his skills. Each punch that landed on the pads reverberated with a fierce intensity, a testament to his dedication. Jake pushed himself harder than ever, fueled by the need to prove that he was not just a social media star, but a legitimate fighter capable of standing toe-to-toe with a boxing icon like Mike Tyson. "I'm ready for whatever Mike throws at me. This is my moment," he declared to the camera, a fiery determination in his eyes. Meanwhile, the media couldn't get enough of the growing rivalry. Clips of Jake's antics juxtaposed with serious interviews of Mike painted a picture of a young man trying to stake his claim against a titan of the sport. It was a spectacle that captivated audiences, and the stakes only seemed to rise. In one particular moment, Jake lounged on a couch, fast food spread out before him, as he watched Mikey on a podcast discussing his thoughts on Jake's physique. "He's lean, but also kind of fat. He needs to focus on discipline," Mikey's voice echoed through the room. Frustration bubbled inside Jake as he listened to Mikey's comments. Tossing aside a burger, he shouted at the screen, "Yo, Mike, you think I'm playing?" "Just wait," it was a defiant response, one that showed his unwillingness to back down. The irony of Jake's fast food consumption while preparing for a fight was not lost on the viewers, but it only fueled the narrative. Jake was a man who thrived on controversy, even as he trained for the biggest fight of his life. Mike Tyson, on the other hand, was relentless in his training, channeling his fury into every punch. In a dimly lit gym, surrounded by reporters, he paced back and forth, visibly furious at Jake's antics. "That kid thinks he can disrespect me and get away with it. This isn't a joke," he exclaimed, his voice booming like thunder. He stopped, locking eyes with the camera, intensity radiating from him. "Jake, you're gonna regret every sarcastic word you've thrown my way. This is serious business." As the fight date approached, experts weighed in on the potential outcome. A roundtable discussion featured professional fighters and Joe Rogan, who analyzed the upcoming bout with keen insight. "Mike is a legend for a reason," Joe asserted, leaning forward in his chair. "Jake might be fast, but he's stepping into the ring with a true fighter. Experience is everything." Fighter 1 nodded in agreement. "Jake's got heart, but heart doesn't win fights. Mike will make quick work of him," he stated confidently. Fighter 2 chimed in, emphasizing the mental aspect of the game. "If Jake doesn't respect the game, he's in for a rude awakening." The consensus among the fighters was clear. Jake would need more than just speed and bravado to take down a man with Mike Tyson's pedigree. As the days ticked away, anticipation built to a fever pitch. Jake's training montages filled social media feeds, showcasing his relentless dedication. He was running, shadowboxing, and visualizing victory, each clip designed to build momentum and hype. Meanwhile, Mikey was hard at work too, hitting heavy bags with a ferocity that sent ripples through the boxing community. He was a force of nature, a man who had weathered countless storms in the ring and emerged victorious.
Same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
When you see Mike Tyson hitting them pads, you get a little nervous.
Here we are. Yeah, you know, here we are. You fought against yourself and you won today.
Yes.
Look at the way he reacts. Days like that make a lot of difference in life. He fought against himself today. He came, he did the best train of the week.
Finally, fight night arrived, and the arena buzzed with palpable energy. Fans from all walks of life filled the seats, eager to witness the clash of two vastly different fighters, one a social media star, the other a living legend. As the announcer's voice boomed through the arena, the excitement reached its peak. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event, Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson." The crowd erupted, a cacophony of cheers and jeers, as both fighters made their way to the ring. Jake stepped into the ring first, the adrenaline surging through his veins. He bounced on his toes, a mixture of excitement and nervous energy coursing through him. Across the ring, Mike Tyson stood stoically, a warrior in his element. The contrast between the two was striking. Jake, with his youthful exuberance, and Mike, with the weight of experience etched across his face. The bell rang, signaling the start of round 1. The opening moments of the fight saw Jake employing his speed, darting around the ring and throwing quick jabs in an attempt to unsettle Mike. "Stay quick. Don't let him catch you," Jake whispered to himself, focusing on his strategy. However, Mike remained composed, absorbing the punches with a calculated poise that only a seasoned fighter could muster. "This kid has no idea what he's in for," Mike thought, his eyes tracking Jake's movements with hawk-like precision. As the rounds progressed, the tide began to turn. Jake, though quick and agile, found himself struggling to maintain the frenetic pace. Mike's experience shone through as he gradually began to dictate the rhythm of the fight. Jake's bravado began to wane. The reality of facing a boxing legend settled heavily on his shoulders. "You won't take me down that easily," he shouted defiantly after taking a solid hit, but even he could feel the shift in momentum. The fight reached a pivotal turning point in the later rounds. Mike, sensing weakness, unleashed his power, landing a series of punishing blows that left Jake reeling. The crowd gasped as Jake stumbled back after a powerful right hook caught him off guard. It was a moment of reckoning, the fight unfolding in ways that the young contender hadn't anticipated. "I can't let him break me," Jake thought desperately as he tried to regroup. But Mike was relentless, moving in for the kill. In the final round, both fighters were visibly fatigued, yet Mike's experience proved to be the deciding factor. He closed in on Jake, who was struggling to maintain his composure. "You're just a kid playing with fire," Mike taunted, his voice low and confident. In a swift motion, Mike unleashed a powerful combination that sent Jake crashing to the canvas. The crowd erupted, a mix of shock and exhilaration sweeping through the arena as the referee began the count. As Jake struggled to rise, determination flickered in his eyes. "This isn't over," Mike muttered weakly, but the reality was clear. Mike Tyson stood victorious, raising his arms in triumph as the crowd cheered. The fight was a testament to the power of experience and respect within the sport, a lesson that Jake was learning the hard way. In the aftermath, Jake sat in a post-fight interview, bruised but defiant. "I learned a lot tonight. Respect the game, respect the fighters. I'll be back," he stated, a fire still burning in his eyes. His resolve was palpable, and though he had faced a crushing defeat, he was determined to rise from the ashes, ready to fight another day. Meanwhile, Mike reflected on the bout, the challenges that lay ahead, and the respect he now felt for the younger fighter. "That kid has potential, but he needs to earn respect. This sport isn't for children," he remarked, acknowledging the talent Jake possessed despite his immaturity. As the camera faded to black, capturing both fighters walking away from the ring, a sense of mutual respect began to brew beneath the surface. The clash between
International Boxing Hall of Famer Jim Gray.
Let's get the official decision now as Jake Paul gets his 8th professional win.
Okay, I'll come in the room after.
This nigga right here. Drive the glove.
You fucking hit him, Cooper. Breathe and relax. You're fucking doing great. You took back? No. You gotta keep your hands up though, baby. You need to fucking give me Muhammad Ali right here. That's me.
This is good. Down goes Tommy Fury. Much more aggressive, Silva. This is what you Silva knocked down.
Man's done it from time to time. Just haven't been. Askin has been hit. Now, there were moments in the last round where the body work.
Full body right now.
And as usual, with bad intentions, going to the body and the head now.
Stay up, Mike. Stay up, man.
Quick combination of the head, and down goes Nielsen.
We got to go to clean up.
He missed the jab, and then right on the head, right on the temple, and to hit someone on the forehead.
Give him some money, Jake. Give him motherfucking money, Jake. Give him motherfucking money, Jake.
He's put out the pressure on from the first second.
Crouching wildly.
And
Может опередить.
The finishing stuff, what a fighter, absolute ferocity, what a game man. He took every
shit off. Beautiful right hook. That was a beautiful right hook.
In the night.
He was throwing him. Set him down with the right hand.
A jab and a straight right hand.
And right away, being put down, and then that left hand.
Yeah, getting some Muay Thai on.
For all time, ain't that what they say?
You betcha.
Oh!
Jake Paul.
I couldn't tell whether or not that punch hurt. Thumbs is hurt. Thumbs is hurt badly.
I mean,
Plus, IBF, International Boxing Hall of Famer Jim Gray.
Let's get the official decision now as Jake Paul gets his 8th professional win.
Okay, I'll come in the room after. This nigga right here. Grab the gloves.
This bout is presented the Problem Child, Jake Paul.
And the Catskills in Henderson, Nevada, USA. He is from the IBF Tyson.
All right, gentlemen, I gave you the rules in there. 2 legends.
Fight hard, fight clean, touch him up.
Here we go, live.
On the backside, get caught with it.
Got him, got him. Made him miss.
That's what I'm talking about.
Trying to make him pay. Look at the way he cut the angle on that.
Promising that this one will not.
That was a shot.
That was a
Capital task. The referee will have to
punch value upping it. You see the fighter week.
all of what they were in their prime. But Tyson.
I was wondering all week how will come out. Couldn't get a read on the guy.
To break this up, Grandma, they out there fighting again.
Battered him with the right hand to the butt.
Absolutely.
Mike Tyson picking off. Liver and upstairs with that left thing in there. It's on there. Hosted by Mario Lopez. And what an eclectic team. He used that jab. Keep Tyson at distance. The exhibition is over. Mike Tyson.
Mike wants some more. What it is.
God of Wars of summoning him. Getting Mike frustrated and Mike able to still break loose with his head movement, miss shots and make him pay. Classic.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night of sports and entertainment, courtesy of GES Boxing and Sugar Ray Leonard, and a little help from Mr. Snoop Dogg, plus IBF, International Boxing Hall of Famer Jim Gray.
Let's get the official decision now as Jake Paul gets his 8th professional win.
Okay, I'll come in the room after. This nigga right here. Grab the gloves.
I called him
That's what we made for Roy, too.
I called him
We were looking for you.
yesterday.
We were looking for you. We working your gloves.
We're the whole training camp. So I called you 3 times yesterday, man.
You took it. I knew I hit you with a good shot. You took it. You took it. Hey, I respect that.
Mr. Tyson, what do you think of that?
I'm good with that.
You think you won the fight?
Yeah, but I'm good with a draw.
Why?
Because I entertained the crowd. The crowd was happy with.
Folks, we have a knockout. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Joe Rogan once said Mike could finish this fight before we even finish our popcorn. And boy, was he right. I mean, Mike Tyson just sent Jake back to the land of TikTok and YouTube where he belongs. After the fight, Jake's like, I got too comfortable leaning on the ropes. Really, Jake? You thought you were at a beach party instead of a boxing match? It's like he expected to ride out the storm while sipping a cocktail. And let's not forget Tyson's post-fight comment, I felt a bit rusty. Rusty? Come on, Mike? That was like watching a seasoned chef whip up a 5-course meal while Jake was still figuring out how to boil water. Let's break down Jake's style for a second. I mean, the kid has heart. I'll give him that, but his punches looked more like enthusiastic slaps than anything resembling technique. And when he gets backed into a corner, it's like watching a deer caught in headlights. Now Mike, on the other hand, he's a monster. Every punch he throws is like a freight train coming at you. He's got that head movement, the footwork, the ability to read his opponent. Honestly, watching him is like watching a master painter at work if the canvas was Jake's face. The aftermath of this fight was nothing short of hilarious. Social media exploded. Memes of Jake's knockout were everywhere. Did you see that uppercut? It was trending like it was the hottest gossip on the block. You'd think the world just witnessed the second coming of Christ. What's next for Jake? A comeback? Maybe a rematch? Or perhaps a reality show titled I Got Knocked Out, but my hair still looks good? The possibilities are endless, folks.
Is undefeated in his young campaign of the Squared Circle, the popular media sensation and the undefeated boxer known as Jake Paul.
Okay, you're gonna beat this kid, Jake Paul?
Very badly.
Is what you call a turning point, folks. Okay, a minute and a half left here in round 5, and Jake's looking for the
Jake is done. Well, he punches and bunches. He throws missiles, not just one bomb, freaking one after the other. Cuss would say he moved his head so great, the guy couldn't hit him with a machine gun.
Hey, listen, nobody's a perfect expert with two people in the ring. Anything can happen, destiny's involved. I don't look at this like it's gonna be easy fight. This guy is gonna be prepared. But I'm prepared for it. I'm training extremely hard, yeah. Well, I like him, but in this particular fight, he has to go. I started Jake Paul off on my fight with Roy Jones. I allowed him to fight on the card, and I decided I started him, and I'm going to finish him. I don't look at myself as a middle-aged man. I feel really good. And when you're in the top physical and spiritual shape, you hear and notice everything. Highest form of relaxation.
Well, you'd fight Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I'll fight a lion if the price is right.
How about me and Mike? Water, they would say it's because I couldn't swim. And this is to make history. You know, people think I'm gonna get knocked out by this strong, powerful guy. All the people in my comments saying, look at his power, he's gonna get KO'd. People are yelling at me in the event. But what happens when I put this man to sleep? This shit is not a joke. He's saying that it's gonna be my funeral. He's saying it's gonna be my wake. He's gonna kill Jake Paul, all of these things. And that's why I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we're gonna see who's dead.
Well, I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live.
58-year-old men are 58-year-old men no matter what they look like. Right. And Jake Paul is a 28-year-old athlete in the...
So, let's see what this press conference delivers. We know the fight is a joke.
Well, I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live.
And I'm happy that I was able to the ring with so many legendary fighters. You know, to become a great fighter, you had to become great. You had to fight great fighters. You had to fight good fighters. So I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for the certain guys that paved the way for me today.
58-year-old men are 58-year-old men no matter what they look like. Right. And Jake Paul is a 28-year-old athlete in the prime of his life.
I'm beautiful, and I've been training for a while, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I'm just asking when you get into camp.
I'm okay to fight.
But when you get into camp,
Like when?
I'm in camp right now.
Very good, thank you.
I'm in camp right now.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I love you, Mike.
Same.
And I'm very nervous for you.
Thank you for caring.
I do care. I care about you. And I care about my brother. And I know the path he's on right now. And it's ruthless, Mike.
I agree. It's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's so cool to watch. And he's really crushing it. And I just feel like I want you to be okay in there, Mike.
All right, let's kick things off with a quote from the man himself, Mike Tyson. He's been in the spotlight, doing interviews and sharing his thoughts about the upcoming fight. And let me tell you, it's both hilarious and intimidating at the same time.
Okay, you're gonna beat this kid, Jake Paul?
Very badly.
Here's what he had to say. Okay, you're going to beat this kid, Jake Paul, very badly. I don't look at this like it's going to be an easy fight. This guy is going to be prepared. I'm not, but I'm prepared for it. Training extremely hard. Now, let's pause right there. First off, did Mike just admit he's not prepared? I mean, this is the same guy who once said he'd fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. But sure, let's be honest about it, Mike. Meanwhile, he's out here training harder than ever. This kid, Jake Paul, better watch out, Iron Mike is coming in hot. Then Mike adds, yeah, well, I like him. But in this particular fight, he has to go. Now, hold on a second. Mike, you like him? Are we sure you're not talking about your pet tiger from back in the day? Because, honestly, there's nothing about Jake Paul that screams likable in a boxing ring. This is a guy who made his name on YouTube, and now thinks he can take on one of the most fearsome fighters in history. You have to admire the audacity, though. I mean, who doesn't love a good underdog story? Tyson continues, I started Jake Paul off on my fight with Roy Jones. I allowed him to fight on the card, and I decided to start him, and I'm going to finish him. Wow, Mike. You're like the father figure of boxing grooming little Jake for this moment. But really, finish him? I can already picture it, Jake, with his big dreams of being a champion, realizing he's in way over his head. It's like watching a toddler try to ride a bike without training wheels. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well. Then there's this gem, I don't look at myself as a middle-aged man. I feel really good when you're in the top physical and spiritual shape. I mean, that's great, Mike. But I also don't think anyone's questioning your physical shape. You're Mike Tyson. You could probably still knock out a grizzly bear. Meanwhile, Jake Paul is out here flexing for Instagram like he's on a tropical vacation, thinking that'll help him in the ring. Spoiler alert, it won't. Tyson goes on to say, hey, listen, nobody's a perfect expert with two people in the ring. Anything can happen. Destiny's involved. Ah, yes, destiny. That magical force that we all hope is on our side during a big fight. But let's be real, unless destiny is packing a punch, it's not going to help Jake here. This isn't some fairy tale where the underdog magically rises to the occasion. This is a boxing match against one of the most feared fighters in history.
Well, you'd fight Tyson Fury.
Yeah, I'll fight a lion if the price is right. How about me and Mike?
Then we get to the juicy part. Tyson responds to a question about fighting Tyson Fury. Yeah, I'll fight a lion if the price is right. Can we take a moment to appreciate that response? A lion? Seriously, Mike? At this point, it feels like he's just daring anyone to step up. Come at me, bro. It's like he's challenging the universe itself. Meanwhile, Jake is just trying to figure out how to stay upright in the ring. And then Tyson nails it with this line. All he does is throw punches and bunches. He throws missiles, not just one bomb. Freaking one after the other. Wow, Mike. A metaphor for Jake's boxing style or just a savage roast. Because let's be honest, Jake's punches look more like they belong in a toddler's boxing match than in the squared circle with Iron Mike. And let's not forget Tyson once knocked out opponents with a single blow. Tyson's confidence is palpable. Coos would say he moved his head so great the guy couldn't hit him with a machine gun. Ah, Cus Diamato. If he could see Tyson now, I bet he'd be shaking his head in disbelief at the thought of Jake Paul stepping into the ring with his prodigy. I mean, come on. Do people forget who Iron Mike Tyson is? He's a savage who used to play with full-grown tigers. This isn't just a man, this is a legend with a legacy. And he's ready to add Jake Paul's name to the list of people he's knocked out. Now, after all that hype, I've got to ask, are you as hyped as I am to see Jake Paul get flattened? Hit like if you're ready for the show, and let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Mike stands a chance against today's top heavyweights? Because if he can knock out a social media star with one punch, I think he's got a shot. So here we are, folks, leading up to what could be one of the biggest moments in boxing history. Picture this, the lights dim, the crowd roars, and in one corner, we have Mike Tyson, Iron Mike himself, the man, the myth, the legend. And in the other corner, we have Jake Paul, the self-proclaimed problem child who has somehow convinced himself that he can take on the heavyweight king. Let's break this down. Betting odds aside, it feels like an adult versus a child in this matchup. The last time I checked, Mike Tyson could probably knock Jake out with a single sneeze, but here we are. The kid is strutting around like he owns the place, probably thinking he's going to pull off an upset. As we approach fight night, I can only imagine what it's going to be like in the arena. Will Jake come in with his usual bravado, or will he finally realize he's outmatched? I can see the commentators now, struggling to find words to describe the impending destruction. Let's talk about the press conference. You know it's going to be gold. Jake will probably try to trash talk, throwing out lines like, "I'm going to beat the legendary Mike Tyson," while Mike just sits there smirking like he's heard this all before. I mean, come on. He's not just a fighter, he's a living legend. And once the dust settles and the smoke clears, what will we say? Will we see a humbled Jake Paul, licking his wounds and realizing that maybe he should stick to YouTube? Or will we witness a resurgent Mike Tyson, ready to take on whatever comes next in his storied career? One thing is for sure, Mike Tyson's legacy is already cemented in history. Whether he wins or loses against Jake, he's still Iron Mike. Meanwhile, Jake is still trying to figure out how to tie his boxing gloves. The real question is, can Mike capitalize on this opportunity to remind everyone why he's still a force to be reckoned with? As we gear up for this epic showdown, remember to keep your popcorn ready and your opinions flowing. I want to hear from you. Do you think Jake stands a chance? Or is Mike going to show him what it means to step into the ring with a real heavyweight? Let's get those comments rolling. And that's a wrap for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep your gloves up and your sarcasm sharper than ever.
One of the most devastating heavyweight KO punchers of all times, Iron Mike Tyson.
Count to 10, y'all two are the judges. Let's touch him up. Luke, when are you ready? Buck!
And we've had an accidental headbutt. I heard
Jake Paul seems pretty relaxed. Okay, because I'm like, you can't run in this.
I don't want any more of this.
Mike Tyson is out there fighting right now.
Yeah.
You still got it?
Well, there's a double, triple jab with Mike Tyson.
He does.
Referee encouraging them. Two legends.
Would this be a round?
Hostile task. The referee will have to really be on the...
I like a body. Then that left hook kind of landed. That was a shot.
Right hand, maybe the side of the back, Jake Paul up.
Oh, right hand to the body. Another hip-hop OG Snoop Dogg. And look at this.
Nice combination.
A little bit.
A little uppercut from Jake Paul. Back
Too slow on his feet. Well, he was already set up right there.
Yeah, that was
a nice 1-2 there. That was a solid 1-2 by...
Forward remains. Oh, just blocked 1 minute rounds.
So Willie just doesn't seem comfortable in there. He took a right hand from
liver and upstairs with that left hook, and there's a little of that bobbing weaving, of course.
Good exchange there in the inside. That was a pretty good uppercut, but that was pretty
up and not take no big hits, but keep it in tight like that.
But is it entertaining and exciting for?
He can't let Mike get...
Breathe and relax. Move your head after. And spring, either way. Go left, go left.
Welcome to Quick Rundowns, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of sports, analyzing the latest news and events. Today we're focusing on a jaw-dropping topic that has the boxing world buzzing: Mike Tyson's newly leaked training footage at 58 years old.
Yeah, weave out in there.
Fast, split-second timing, doing everything right.
Nice. Very good.
Today, we'll break down what this footage means for the upcoming fight against Jake Paul, explore the reactions from fans and experts alike, and delve into the implications for the future of boxing. So buckle up, it's going to be an exciting ride. First, let's talk about the footage itself. In this recent clip, Tyson is seen mashing pads with an intensity that many fighters half his age would envy. The power and precision are truly mesmerizing. At 58, he's defying the stereotypes that come with age in combat sports. This isn't just a light workout, he's showcasing the explosive speed and power that made him a legend in the ring. The reaction online has been nothing short of electric. Social media is abuzz with fans expressing their excitement, and you can feel the anticipation building for the Tyson-Paul fight. Comments range from disbelief at Tyson's ability to compete at this level to outright excitement for what's to come.
Well, that's so ill. I'm 60 years old, he's 27, so I don't know.
Yeah, you're older than he is, but you are Mike Tyson and he isn't.
Exactly. I started, to matter of fact, thank you. I started Jake Paul off.
Can I ask you, how did you start him off?
On my fight with Roy Jones, I allowed him to fight on the card, and I decided I started him, and I'm going to finish him.
You think that he could last a long time with you, go into the later rounds?
I'd be surprised if he even makes it out of 2 rounds.
You'd be surprised if he makes it out of 2 rounds?
I just have too much power, too much speed, and with my coaching staff the past year and a half, working with them every single day, I've become literally a new fighter.
Let's put this in context. Tyson's career spanned decades, and despite his age, he's been known for his incredible knockout power. Fans are reminiscing about his prime and wondering if we can see even a glimpse of that in the upcoming match.
Nice one, Mike. Nice one, Mike. Nice one.
Now, let's talk about the fight that's got everyone talking: Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. This matchup is unprecedented. Tyson, a heavyweight legend, against Paul, a social media sensation turned boxer. The fight is set for 8 2-minute rounds. Some might think this favors Jake, given his youth and stamina, but let's break it down. His duration, the shorter rounds might actually help Tyson conserve his energy and unleash his power more effectively. Weight class, remember, Tyson is a heavyweight while Paul typically fights in the cruiserweight category. This shift could have significant implications.
One more.
Day 3, you still want to fuck with me?
Experts like Conor McGregor and Sugar Shane Mosley have weighed in, and their predictions are worth noting. McGregor is confident Tyson will knock Paul out, while Mosley emphasizes Tyson's ability to still pack a serious punch. Jake Paul is no slouch either. He's been training rigorously, and he has a strong support team. He believes he can capitalize on Tyson's age, but does he truly understand the threat he's up against? Fan opinions are divided. Some believe Tyson will dominate, while others think Paul's youth and agility might surprise us. What do you think? Are you Team Tyson or Team Paul? Before we wrap this up, let's take a moment to reflect on Tyson's legacy. From his rise to becoming the youngest heavyweight champion to his tumultuous later years, Tyson's journey is fascinating. Boxing has evolved dramatically, and Tyson's comeback at this age raises questions about the future of the sport. Will we see more legends return? What does this mean for younger fighters?
It's day 1, the fun just begun.
We're also witnessing a trend where athletes are performing at higher levels later in life. Is age truly just a number? Tyson's story might inspire others to keep pushing their limits, regardless of age. As we count down to fight night, the anticipation is palpable. This isn't just another boxing match, it's a clash of generations. Regardless of the outcome, both fighters have a lot at stake. For Tyson, it's about legacy and proving he still has it. For Paul, it's about solidifying his status in the boxing world.
I have a weird personality. I don't think it's weird, though. Whatever I'm afraid to do, I do it.
I think Jake Paul's going to get hurt.
I think this is a very dangerous fight for Paul.
Interesting.
I think he might be making a mistake because, first of all, for me, he don't got a lot other than money, and he's made plenty of money.
But as the fight gets closer, the less nervous I become because it's reality. And in reality, I'm invincible.
I think I'm just like wired differently. To like, I just feel like it's like destiny for me to be involved in this.
You are a disgrace to the combat sports world.
Mike, I love it.
You're an imposer. You're a wannabe.
One of the most
You're a fake.
all time fighting what you said.
Challenge yourself, you pathetic man. You pathetic individual. Fighting is about challenging yourself. Granted, businessman, yeah, killing it in that regard. But don't give me this fighter. That's what gets on my nerves.
You know, 60 is not what 60 was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
60 is very young now.
The biggest fight offer you've ever been offered. I don't want to lose to a fucking YouTuber.
I'm like slightly scared, but that's gonna be like motivating. It's gonna be motivating me to be on edge and to not take him lightly. Nah, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
And Mike Tyson's that different thing.
Right.
It could be one of those fights where Mike Tyson gets him in a corner and connects with a punch, and Jake Paul just goes limp.
To the people that don't think I'm gonna win, it's like I'm younger, faster, sharper, and can hit at the same levels that he can, and be able to take his punches. So I'm a little scared because it is Mike Tyson, and I feel like when I look across the ring, I'm just gonna be like have a wow moment.
Ready?
I told you I have to do it.
You got balls. Like, step in the ring with Mike Tyson, boy.
It is definitely a lot to
You got
face
this,
and go
man.
up against, but I think I'm just like wired differently to like I just feel like it's like destiny for me to be involved in this.
3, Mikey, your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see. Whoop.
Nice penetration.
Do you think you can knock him out?
Can I ask you a question?
I think there's a very high chance of that.
Good instructions given by the referee early going back. Gets it with the right hand. And 8 the end is down. Really nailed with the right hand. 8, 9, and 10.
Kind of insulting. It's brave, it's bold of him, but it's also, it's like, Jesus Christ, there's levels.
I will say people are underestimating me though, because when I go to his comments, they're just saying like if Mike loses, then fighting is rigged, because they see how good he looks on the mitts.
I can see it watching from the sides when you have fought everyone else where they all go, holy shit, this YouTuber hits much harder than I thought he did. And you can see it change in their eyes. I'm not sure Mike will have that moment. Contrary to your belief, I think Mike is not underestimating you.
Paul can crack. Yeah, 100%. That knockout of Tyron Woodley is legit as fuck. He can crack.
Jake fought a guy who was his age and was also considered a boxer, and he lost. So if you can keep fighting fucking 50-something-year-olds,
You don't think Tyson has a chance?
And making a living at it. I think that Mike Tyson has a puncher's chance against any.
Do you think you can knock him out?
Can I ask you a question?
I think there's a very high chance of that.
It's with me and my brother fighting. Jake looks so young there. They both look so different.
I know.
Here's a question. Put my tinfoil hat on. Was this the plan all along? The question for you guys. What gets more views? Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, or Jake Paul versus Logan Paul? Now, I'm not saying on YouTube, on Netflix.
You know,
you think you can knock out Mike Tyson?
He's not the same. He's not the same fighter that he once was, and he knows that.
Stop it, bro.
Alex, you think you can beat up every white guy? What are you talking about?
I think it's a great fight. I think it is a great fight for that exact reason. Me boxing on the outside, him trying to come forward to knock me out. I have one punch power. He has one punch power. Who wins?
They'll never give me credit. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. If I was walking on water, they would say it's because I couldn't swim. And this is to make history. You know, people think I'm going to get knocked out by this strong, powerful guy. All the people in my comments saying, look at his power, he's going to get KO'd. People are yelling at me in the event. But what happens when I put this man to sleep? This shit is not a joke. He's saying that it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul, all of these things. And that's why I love Mike. I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we're going to see who's dead.
Well, I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live.
58-year-old men are 58-year-old men no matter what they look like. Right. And Jake Paul is a 28-year-old athlete.
So, let's see what this press conference delivers. We know the fight is a joke.
Well, I commend Tyson because he's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. You know, he's a legendary champion. And the only thing I have to say about Mike Tyson is everyone is always trying to judge Mike Tyson. He lived his life the way he wanted to live.
And I'm happy that I was able to share the ring with so many legendary fighters. You know, to become a great fighter, you had to become great. You had to fight great fighters. You had to fight good fighters. So I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for the certain guys that paved the way for me today.
58-year-old men are 58-year-old men no matter what they look like. Right. And Jake Paul is a 28-year-old athlete in the prime of his life.
I'm beautiful, and I've been training for a while, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I'm just asking when you get into camp.
I'm okay to fight.
But when you get into camp, like when?
I'm in camp right now.
Very good, thank you.
I'm in camp right now.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I love you, Mike.
Same.
And I'm very nervous for you.
Thank you for caring.
I do care. I care about you. And I care about my brother. And I know the path he's on right now. And it's ruthless, Mike.
I agree. It's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's so cool to watch. And he's really crushing it. And I just feel like I want you to be okay in there, Mike.
Round 4. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work. More jabs. There you go. Worked all right. Worked all right, baby. There you go.
Did you take Mike Tyson out of that fight? My dad's not watching. My dad's not watching Logan Paul. But a ton of youngsters who vape and are confused about their pronouns are going to tune in. What do I think would get more views overall? Logan Paul versus Jake, because you can get their fan bases, which is bigger than Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson and combatant madness. Ladies and gentlemen, the bout ends at 2 minutes 32 seconds of the opening round.
It will go down as the man who put Tyson to sleep.
Okay, Connor, like after I fuck up Mike Perry, then you're next.
Way of fighting, I think chokes will be easier. Grappling is easier with no gloves.
Oh, bare knuckle MMA.
Yeah.
What about the bare knuckle boxing?
I'd have to get paid.
Yeah.
I'd have to get paid. It's just like you're gonna get cut up 100%, no matter how you fight defensively. You're gonna get cut probably.
Do you like watching it?
Yeah, but I've been to a few in person, and watching it and being there close to the ring is two different things, man. It's brutal close.
Really?
Yeah.
More so than TV.
Yeah, because you can hear the knuckles bouncing like off the skull. You can hear it. You know, yeah, it's nasty.
In this world with hormone replacement and vitamins and he does all this electrical muscular stimulation recovery stuff. Like when they were training Mike for that Roy Jones fight, like they were using state-of-the-art science.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a if you think he's 55 years old. That guy will hurt you.
Welcome, fight enthusiasts and newcomers alike, to an electrifying exploration into the world of boxing. Before we delve deeper, make sure you've checked out the newly leaked footage of Mike Tyson's awe-inspiring training as he gears up to face Jake Paul. This isn't just a routine, it's a powerhouse of technique and tenacity. Today, we present an exclusive documentary showcasing none other than Mike Tyson, a legend who continues to defy age and expectation. Watch closely as he unleashes a series of explosive punches, each demonstrating the raw power and refined skill that have defined his storied career. As we analyze the footage, note Tyson's impeccable form. His jab, quick and precise, serves not just to strike, but to gauge distance and create openings. His hook, a move perfected over decades, swings with such force that it could very well redefine the outcome of his upcoming bout against Jake Paul.
All these guys who came out of there were monsters, and Rafael Cordeiro is from that camp. He was an elite Thai boxer, and then he became an elite MMA trainer. And so he's the guy working with Mike Tyson. And so he's holding mitts with Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson is smashing those mitts.
That's what I saw in that
So this
video,
is like right now, 57-year-old. See if you can find some of that. Not the older stuff, but the newer stuff. It's because it's on his Instagram. And, you know,
looked pretty serious.
Yeah, he's like, day 2, still want to with me?
Yeah.
He's
like, I mean, I'm 100% rooting for Mike Tyson.
Oh, of course.
Obviously.
Of course, everybody should be.
Listen to Joe Rogan's commentary, laden with respect and admiration as he dissects Tyson's techniques.
It's day 1, the fun just begun. Day 2, we're getting ready for you.
Rogan highlights the ferocity of Tyson's uppercuts and the strategic deployment of his footwork, which allows him to maneuver into optimal positions while maintaining a defensive posture that few fighters can penetrate.
Jab, zip, across. Across. No. Come against me after jab. 3. Jab, zip, zip, zip. 1, 2, 3. Across. Nice one, Mike.
The intensity in Tyson's eyes, the meticulous adjustment of his stance, and the rhythmic dance of his feet all tell a story of a fighter who is not just maintaining, but elevating his craft. Focus on Tyson's footwork. Notice how each step is calculated to maintain balance and generate power. His ability to pivot and generate torque is nothing short of masterful, turning potential energy into devastating impacts.
Nice.
When Tyson throws a hook, it's not just muscle memory. It's a calculated act of physics, maximizing impact at the point of contact. This training session also reveals Tyson's strategic use of rhythm. He's not merely throwing punches, he's setting a tempo, a pattern designed to unsettle and outpace his opponent. This could pose a significant challenge for Jake Paul, whose experience pales in comparison to Tyson's ring-tested strategies. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into Mike Tyson's preparation for a fight that's set to captivate the world of boxing. The dedication, strategy, and sheer power you've witnessed today are just the tip of the iceberg.
So, there you have it. Tyson's leaked training footage has stirred up excitement and debate, and as we gear up for the fight against Jake Paul, one thing is certain: this matchup is one for the ages.
Awesome.
Thank you for tuning in to Quick Rundowns. Don't forget to follow us on social media and share your thoughts on the upcoming fight. Are you excited to see Tyson back in the ring? Will he prove that age is just a number? Until next time, stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep that fight spirit alive.